Okay, guys, how are you? I hope all is fine. And I'm just going to provide you another video which is about a money market hedge. First of all, welcome you to the channel ACCA Concepts, which is also about the problems and solutions. A money market hedge, the money markets are the markets for wholesale, large scale lending and borrowing or trading in short term financial instruments. Many companies are able to borrow or deposit funds through their bank in the money markets. Instead of hedging a currency exposure with a forward contract, a company could use the money markets to lend or borrow and achieve a similar result. Since forward exchange rates are derived from spot rates and money market interest rates, the end result from hedging should roughly be same by either method. So money markets are more complex to set up than the equivalent forward. That is, if the saying that is not well, the money markets are more complex to set up than the equivalent forward. Hedging a payment, if you are hedging the future payment by the present value of the foreign currency amount today at the spot rate. If you are hedging the future payment by the present value of the foreign currency amount today at the spot rate, this is in fact an immediate payment in sterling and may involve borrowing the funds to pay earlier than the settlement date. Now, the foreign currency purchase is placed on deposit and accrues interest until the transaction date. Deposit is then used to make foreign currency payment. It is normally a cycle that needs to be taken into account when you are actually taking dollars and ultimately paying in what you can say sterling. First, you have to need to apply the US deposit rate, and when you have the deposit amount, you have to buy the dollar at spot, and then it will obviously become an immediate payment in sterling, and you just need to convert it into the UK borrowing rate, and that would be the amount that you will just going to pay. So you just have to compare that with the forward contract, and if sees what will be the best possible payment. So that is why money markets are more complex setup than the equivalent forward. That is what they are saying as a money market hedge. We have talked about spot hedge as well. At the spot market, we have talked about the forward market. We have talked about the trading in currencies, and we have discussed in detail with the help of obviously the theory that what are the different scenarios in which a trading in currency takes place, and we have deal with several different scenarios. But a money market hedge is a very you can say a concept that is applicable when you are dealing in foreign currencies in terms of a subsidiary or a parent company or a parent to a subsidiary. Their normally transactions are in two different companies. Even for the consolidation purposes, you need to understand a money market hedge, especially from the finance purpose perspective. You not just from the accountant perspective or bookkeeping perspective. You need to know this even from the economic perspective of a country, even of the economic perspective of any current transaction. So that is very important concept for hedging. So let's see with the help of an example or problem how we can solve out this theory that we have taken into our account, so that we can understand some of the basic scenarios. So the purpose is a money market hedge. Liverpool Public Limited Company must make a payment of US dollars 400 and what $450,000 in 3 months' time. The company treasurer has determined the following: spot rate as $1.7 to $1.7040. 3 months forward is this, and 6 month forward is this. Money market says 3 month borrowing and 3 month deposits in front of you. US dollars is what? With the borrowing 6.5 and this 5% deposit rate, sterling 7.5 as a borrowing and 6% as an deposit rate. Decide whether a forward contract hedge or a money market hedge should be undertaken. So first of all, with the money market hedge, create an equal and opposite asset to match the liability. Okay, first of all, we have to create an equal and opposite, if you want to understand it like this, now is and 3 months time. MMH payment, money market hedge payment, that is now MMH payment, and 3-month rates 450,000 and buy at dollar. Okay, so this is how 3 months rate 450,000, and you have to apply the 3-month rate as well to buying the dollar and then making the payment. Money market hedge, create an equal and opposite asset to match the liability. First of all, create an equal and opposite asset to match the liability. Calculate the amount the company needs to deposit now, so that with interest it will generate 450,000 to make the payment in 3 months time. Okay, so let's see. Number 2 would be if you're going to, if interest rates for a 3-month dollar deposit is 5%, then interest for 3 months is 5 into 3 divided by 12, that is 1.25%. So the company will want to put 450,000 divided by 1.0125 is equal to what? $444,444 on deposit now, so that it will mature to match the payment in 3 months time. Okay, so let's see. Number 2 is what? The company needs to purchase the required amount of dollars now at the spot rate at a cost of 444,444 divided by 1.70 is equal to 261,438. So let's see how we can eventually create it now. And 3 months market hedge payment, 3-month rate 450,000 and buy dollar. So US deposit rate 450,000, 1.0125, 444,444 deposit 1.700, that was buy dollars at spot. The spot rate is what? 1.70. So converting it would give us sterling 261,438 immediate payment. So that would be 1 into 01875, that would be 266,340 UK borrowing rate. Okay, so that would be the sterling payment, and that is how you're going to pay it. Okay, that is the payment. And now with the help of the forward contract, 450,000, that would be divided by 1.6902, that would be 266241. So this is how you're going to say that is the forward, which is economical. This one is economical. 266340 is economical. Okay, 266340 is economical as compared to this. So we say that the cost of the forward contract is more suitable in this case. This is how you're going to deal with it. You have bought what? The condition was you have to have a company which is actually have to make a payment of US this one in 3 month time. Okay, and the company treasurer has determined the following. Normally the spot rate. The spot rate is there, which was 1.7 starting to 1.7040, the higher. So what we have to do, and also that was money market rates were there, US deposit rates were there, and eventually they were applied in getting all the things right. So with the help of obviously getting the interest rate for a 3 month deposit, we know that the 3 month deposit rate is this one, 5%. 3 month deposit rate is 5%. Okay, of the US dollar, because the bank would accept that low price, so that would be the deposit at 5%, and then we have to take that 5 for 3 months out of 12, so 1.25% would be this one, 1.25%. So that 1.25% is 1.0125 US deposit rate. Okay, so that would be added so that we can have this one deposit rate in front of us, the deposit amount, okay, in dollars. And then we have to buy dollars at spot. Obviously this is the dollar amount. When we have bought this one, we have to take into account that this needs to be divided by 1.7. When this would be divided by 1.7, we will have to actually, that would be the immediate payment, that would be in sterling, and then we have to apply what you can say the amount for the 3 month borrowing is 7.5%, so the interest for 3 months would be 1.875. okay, so that would be the interest rate on the UK borrowing. So obviously by adding up the interest rate or having the interest rate discounted, that would be the payment in the sterling. Okay, that needs to be taken into account, and that is the whole cycle for the 3 months time from US dollar to this one. By having the forward contract, you simply just divide the amount 450,000, and that will be divided by the 3 months forward rate, which is 1.6902. 1.6902, you get the amount as sterling. So compare it the both, the for better is the forward in this example. So this is just a small example to compare with the money market hedge and also with this example. So I hope this has helped you guys to get a better understanding of a money market hedge. If you have any doubt in mind, please do mention in the comment section though, so that we can collectively sort it out. But the purpose of this altogether market money hedge is to develop the entrepreneurial concept. Why we are dealing with these numericals or these problems or these concepts is to develop the entrepreneurial mindset, not just for the case of routing or for the actually passing out or passing the examination. If you are interested, you can look at these examples from that perspective, but the goal should be of an accountant or even of a chartered accountant, because when you are taking out the risk, when you are taking out the risk, even to study the business or even to deal with the accountancy or finance, you need to take that risk to another level and convert that into a business risk. So that obviously what you have learned, you can obviously convert it into an entrepreneurial skill as well at that given time. That is the impact of a good study, and that is the impact of you can say a well thoughtful approach towards actually dealing with any domain of study, especially when we are talking about the chartered accountancy, chartered finance or accountancy. So my advice as a producer of these videos would be to actually equip yourself with a skill of entrepreneurship, not just for the sake of passing the examination. These examinations are also meant to actually to develop the professional aptitude among the candidates, among the students, so that ACCA is just a platform to help the candidates, the students of accountancy and finance, to develop or equip themselves for the needs of the industry. So if you are not well aware of the needs of the industry, especially when you're talking about the entrepreneurship skills or career, that is you're going to lack big time. So eventually, if you are working for the organization, that the qualification may help, but if you are working on a scale of an entrepreneurship, that the skill set is much higher when you're talking about as a skill set of an employee or even a professional who's passed the examination but has never worked out to take out the risk to reach out to an elevated status of becoming or taking out the business risk to convert it into an entrepreneurship status. That should be the main concern of any professional eventually at any time when they are working. So we are as in focus of these concepts with delivery. First of all, if you are interested to take out the experience and want to have the learning experience with the help of this channel, and if you want to have some online tuition, that's most welcome. But we will welcome the entrepreneurs, and we will going to welcome the mindsets which are actually skillful enough to handle these techniques or these concepts in real-time world or real-time scenarios. That is the output of any approach, of any theoretical approach, especially when you are talking about producing videos. So that is what we are. We expect those professionals or those entrepreneurs who are working or who are developing as in startups, especially in the field of technology, especially in the field of engineering. We appreciate those guys who just come up and stand up and just mention your sayings or mention your thought process in the comment section, so that obviously we can work together and approach and get a very, very fine and conducive output from these production of videos. That should be our end result. So develop our mindset to become an entrepreneur, and develop our mindset to become an independent thinker, an independent skillful thinker, and obviously apply our skills to any given scenario whatsoever when it comes to mind, when it comes to our front of us, when you're talking about accountancy, finance, dealing with accounts, dealing with charts, or dealing with graphical representation of a finance, of the cash flows, talking about the budgeting, talking about the budgets of any organization. If you are well versed with any setup, with any scenarios, that is welcome, and I hope that you will going to actually be part of this journey. So we'll continue producing the ACCA videos and the concepts, but the primary target is just to enhance our skills as an entrepreneur, and also welcome those guys who are actually skillful enough to handle the accountancy or finance at this level, especially as an entrepreneurship or at an IT company, or entrepreneur of an internet company, or as a freelancer. We mostly welcome to actually just put in their values and put in their inputs. So hope to see you with other interesting concepts. Till then, take care and have a nice day.